Okay, it says I'm live, and I'm going to roll with that until proven otherwise. So, unfortunately, for anybody viewing this now or in the future, this stream is twofold. As promised, I wanted to discuss the idea of being the best and whether that is the best strategy to have. And I also wanted to just have a real chill, laid back, get situated stream. I've made some changes, rearrangements here to my office. So, and also new haircut. So if you've been following along the timeline, so my video content library in chronological order, you'll notice that I am much better kempt than I was in the last stream. I was rather woolly and unkempt. Not the appearance that I like to put forward. This is much more my style of, this is not clean shaven. I don't go baby face, and then, much less up top here, as you can see my receding hairline, but I've come to grips with that. I'm going to go bald. It's okay. So let's get to the point of this stream. I was thinking today, in fact, I was having a discussion today with the missus about the idea of being the best. There's a lot of push, a lot of drive, a lot of external motivation here in the United States, especially, and I'm sure across the world, to be the best, to get the highest grades you can, be valedictorian, be the best employee at your job. Insert whatever category that has a metric of the best. And there are going to be people who are striving for that. And then you have areas of life that you're totally cool being mediocre, being average. And I think that's a good thing. So by definition, the best is singular. It's like the concept of unique. If something is unique, truly unique, there's one of them. Something is either unique or it is not. It's a binary light switch type of condition. But so many people like to put these ideas of like overly specific tags where like, well, they're the best at that. They're the best of that. But let's just look at school, which is a really easy structure or a really easy environment to gauge this as, where to be the best means you are the valedictorian. Now, I've heard of weird scenarios where you have co-valedictorians and you have, they, on every single possible point, they've tied and they don't want to just like flip the coin and say, well, no, they are valedictorian, not you. Plus, imagine if you were that person that was going to be co-valedictorian and you got burnt by a coin flip. I'd be salty over that for sure. I'd probably have it engraved on my tombstone, lost valedictorian by coin flip. 50-50 shot, even though I was on every metric, same as them. Pick they're taller or they had better attendance, something. The attendance probably would be, I think, the most fair, unless, again, if they've attended the same amount of school, then I don't know. Thankfully, that's not what I'm here to determine. I'm not the principal of a school district with co-valedictorians and have to demote somebody to salutatorian. I don't want it to make it sound like valedictorian is bad. To truly be the best is a great honor, assuming it's not for an infamous reason. Nobody wants to be the best at stubbing their toe. I'm trying to think of something that's not totally heinous, but everyone I think can agree, you don't want to be the best at that. And stubbing my toe happened to be the first one here that came to the top of my mind. So, sure, being the best it's a great motivating factor for a lot of people. For some people, they wake up in the morning and what gets them out of bed and what fuels their decisions from, where to live, what to have for breakfast, and all the in-between mundane decisions is how do I be the best? And really, I would argue that's the only way to become the best. If you're not solely focused, do you think the gold medalist in insert favorite Olympic event to watch, do you think that gold medalist earned that gold medal by half-heartedly every other weekend getting in the gym and exercising and eating proper nutrition and having coaches and support teams and just everything? No, they got to be the best. They stood on that podium listening to their national anthem, having that gold medal placed around their neck because they devoted every waking moment, and in a way, every sleeping moment, because they were probably getting a proper sleep regimen, which props to you. That alone, I think, deserves a gold medal. If you can get a full medically recommended amount of sleep, as I sit here staring at how late it is not getting the medically recommended amount of sleep. They got on that podium. They got to wear that gold medal because they devoted every decision, every minute choice to winning that gold medal. And it's a finite number. It's actually not even that big when you start considering certain countable large quantities. Like the number of people who have earned a gold medal since the modern Olympics was instituted, like, I'm sure that's a Googleable question. I'm not going to pull up Google. I don't care enough that much. But it's finite. And it will always be finite because eventually the modern Olympics will come to an end. And then at that point, boom, you have a set magnitude, a set quantity of gold medal winners for the modern Olympics. But you can't deny that on that day, in that span of days leading up to that ceremony, that person was the best. They won every heat required, and then when the stakes were highest, when the final relay was there, they won. They crossed the finish line first, and they are the best for the next 4 years or however long the interval is between Olympic events. And what sucks is, like, imagine being let's not discredit the silver and the bronze. Let's look at fourth place, the first person to not even make the podium. They don't get a medal. They don't get to hear their national anthem. They just stand there and have to wallow in their loss, knowing that they were so close and yet so far away. Right there, I tried to build that up like, oh my goodness, that'd be horrible. Like, that person is the fourth best in the world. Well, competing world. There's weird scenarios where I guess maybe there's somebody that would have cracked the top three ahead of them, but of the known competing world, they were fourth best. That boggles my brain. Like, if you told me, like, hey, you're the fourth best Magic player, or you're the fourth best mathematician, or you're the fourth best coder, software developer in the world, that knocked me flat on my rear. I wouldn't know what to say. I'd be like, thank you, but I'm pretty sure you've miscalculated. Let's run these numbers again. But that person at the Olympics, like, because they devoted every decision, every thought to that goal and to come fourth, not first, it's a huge cavern of disappointment that they now find themselves. So, for so many things in life, why be the best? Why not be good enough? Why not be excellent? There's a far gap from excellent to the best. I don't think anybody is going to deny that if you competed at the Olympics, you are excellent at whatever athletic event you are competing at. You're excellent. You're an Olympiad. You are an Olympic level athlete, but you're not the best. Only one person's going to have that gold medal. They're the best. So why should there be shame in at least making the Olympics? Because I'm sure if you were to take that population, it's got to be way less than 1%. I don't know off the top of my head how many, like, if I were to take, like, the United States, how many Olympic athletes we send. I know that I think right now the United States population is somewhere in the 350 millions somewhere in the mid 300 million or so. So let's even just say that, I'm just going to say, what would, let's say we sent even 350. So I'm just ballpark. Let's say Fantasyland, or sorry, Fantalia. So Fantalia, this made-up country, has, I'm going to make the numbers real easy for myself, 100 million people in its population. And Fantalia is going to send only 100 people to the Olympics in total. Do you know what 100 over 100 million is? 1 in a million. Less than, so 1 in 100 is 1%. 1% of 1% is 1 in 10,000. And then to do another 1% of 1% of 1% gets you to, I believe, 1 in a million. So we're talking about being the 1% of the 1% of the 1% that went to the Olympics for Fantalia. You competed. You earned your right to be there. You are the elite of the elite, the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. But odds are that person from Fantalia ain't winning. Because again, now you are one among another 100 or so competitors in your event. So now, can you be the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%? Tremendous odds. Tremendous. Or can you just relish the fact that you made the Olympics? So that's what I want to leave you with today, tonight, this moment in time when you're listening or viewing this, future audience folk. Don't waste your time killing yourself to be the best. Be content to be excellent, and then savor those moments that prove you're excellent. Because I firmly believe that for every human being that exists that has made it to, you can do your basic arithmetic, you can speak, you can communicate effectively with another human being, there is something that you're excellent at. Go find it, do more of it. I like that. That's a good sign off. There's something you're excellent at. Go find it and do more of it. Oh, but see, there's the catch of what if what you're excellent at is something bad? Ugh. Go do something excellent that actually helps the world